Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and welcome back to a quick little video I wanted to kind of talk about and give my thoughts on, given me being a fan of the topic and how big of a significance it is for the medium and for that specific franchise to have this happen and mere less than an hour before it's officially Christmas. But I wanted to get it out of the way anyways. I wanted to record it earlier today, but I didn't get a chance to. And that's about Pokemon and about the fact that the anime is finally, after all these years, 25 years later, ending Ash's journey. Ash Ketchum is officially done. Satoshi is officially done once the Galar stuff. Well, I shouldn't even say Galar, because Journey's hardly dealt with Galar. Galar got screwed in terms of the anime, in my opinion. But in terms of the Journey's anime officially ending, which is season, I believe, 25 now, in terms of the anime, once it's over with, Ash's journey apparently is done. Ash Ketchum and Pikachu, Satoshi, is officially done in the Pokemon anime. And they've already showed the artwork for the new boy and girl that are going to be leading the anime in season 26 when they talk about Paldea in the Scarlet and Violet anime. And people are already speculating about the fact that the girl is supposedly the daughter of Ash and the boy is the son of Go and all this other stuff. And whether or not that's true, we will have to wait and find out. But the significance of it, something a lot of us Pokemon fans, a lot of anime fans, have not expected to ever happen. I guess we always just assumed that Ash was going to run the anime for like ever, because they did the Kanto season with him, the Orange Islands, they did the Johto seasons, they did the Hoenn seasons, the Sinnoh seasons, the Kalos seasons, the Alola seasons, and then they did the Galar stuff with Journey. They did every single region. Unova, I think I just skipped saying Unova. All the first 8 regions, the first 8 generations in terms of anime have dealt with Satoshi. It's dealt with Ash Ketchum and Pikachu. And all the characters that traveled with him in his journeys and traveling around freaking all these different regions and still not supposedly being any older than 10 years old, which is probably one of my biggest issues ever with the anime, is it never had any continuity with a timeline moving along for the most part. And a lot of people have the same issues with it. But in terms of the Pokemon anime, the significance of that, something that we never thought we'd ever see, something we never thought would actually ever happen, and it's happening, and Ash is gone. And a lot of people have been coming out lately and saying how is the anime going to go forward? Like we're going to miss Ash, we're going to miss Pikachu, we're going to miss Team Rocket, because unless they keep Team Rocket around chasing these new kids, Team Rocket's gone too. Anything that we've known since the anime first started is likely gone. Some of these characters probably will still show back up. I'm sure Ash will make an appearance at some point later on, him and Pikachu. But being the significance of him being the main character of the anime being gone now is really weird to think that's coming to an end. So I can understand. And I get that feeling too. For me with Pokemon, the anime, for the longest time, okay, like a lot of us out there that are into Pokemon, I got in through the video games. There's probably some people that got in through like the anime or the card game or the toys and the figurines and the collectibles and stuff like that too. I'm sure of it. But a lot of people probably got in through the video games. My first video game was Pokemon Blue version. I got it for Christmas in 3rd grade, and I would have been 8 years old, almost 9. And I got Pokemon Blue, and then before we eventually moved out here, like that year in elementary school in 3rd grade, I would have been getting into the anime. I played the video game, at least Blue version, and then we moved out, and then I would watch the anime. I start watching anime. I remember renting from, not even Blockbuster actually. I was thinking Movie Mania, but by that time I think we were at Blockbuster renting games and movies. So from Blockbuster, I might have owned a few, we might have bought a few, but I remember renting the VHS tapes of the anime. I don't think I've seen it on TV too much until we moved out here. And then once we moved out here, 99, 2000, when the big Pokemon boom really started kicking into high gear, I would be getting into the anime on top of the games. And then other games came along. I got the red version, I got yellow version, eventually Gold and Silver came out. I was playing the trading card game, and by the trading card game, I don't mean just the actual trading card game. I mean, there was an actual Game Boy Color game that's the trading card game, Pokemon Pinball, got an N64. There's both Pokemon Stadiums. One of my first N64 games was Pokemon Snap. There's Pokemon Hey You Pikachu. So it was just from like 98, especially 99, because around that time the Pokemon first movie with Mewtwo had been coming out too. And I think I remember, I don't know if I went to the theaters to see that, but I feel I did because I think I still have a Mew card somewhere from that movie. And then the big boom from like 98, 99 into about 2002, 2003, I lived it. I played the games, I watched the anime, and so on and so forth. So a lot of people out there, I got into that, but I was watching the anime. But my interest in Pokemon is, there's some people that stuck it out all the way through. I stuck it through the games. I mean, there was a slow period during the 2 generations on the DS, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, and Black and White 2, 4th and 5th generations of Pokemon, where I kind of had a little dip in terms of my interest in Pokemon games. My biggest interest in Pokemon was generations 1, 2, and 3. Kanto, Johto, and Hoenn. And then it was a little dip during the DS generations, because around that time I would have been middle, late high school, early college. And then I picked it back up through X and Y, and then Sun and Moon, and there's Sword and Shield, now there's Scarlet and Violet. I kind of came back into the games. But the games have been the only thing that's been fairly consistent with me in terms of Pokemon things. I still love Pokemon dearly, but after Johto kind of started coming in with, I kind of got out of the card games. I was in a Pokemon League at Toys R Us. I literally have badges sitting somewhere in my room, like in a bag somewhere. The little badges, the little rectangle badges from Kanto. A few of them sometimes over, like multiple times over, because they would give out the copies of the badges after you trade so much or win so many battles. I was in a Pokemon League for one season, 1 year. I think it was the summer of 2000, I believe. But after that point, I got out of the card game, and I haven't collected ever since. I do have some Hoenn cards somehow. I didn't know why I had a Torchic and whatnot, though. But I have some Hoenn cards. But after that, I started getting out of the Pokemon card game. After the Orange Islands, during Johto, I started kind of getting out of the anime in terms of other merchandise. I kind of got out of it. I still loved Pokemon, but I wasn't watching it as religiously, because in terms of like anime, I was getting into other anime at the time. It would have been Yu-Gi-Oh! And then eventually Inuyasha and all this other different anime into like late middle school, early high school, into end of high school, and going to college. In terms of the games, I still kind of played, but like I said, there was a little dip at the end of high school going into college. I still love those generations, at least 5th generation especially, but I didn't play as religiously. I wasn't super attached to it because at the time, I wasn't really playing with other people. What made the first 3 generations especially so big is I got the link cables and traded and battled with my cousins and my friends, and so on and so forth. And I'm getting off track here, but I'm just trying to show you my love of where I came from with Pokemon, me specifically, and why this impacts me specifically in terms of like the whole Pokemon fan base and all that too. But yeah, speaking of which, that's where I came from. I kind of fell out of other things related to Pokemon outside of the video games. And for the longest time, I didn't watch the anime. I was behind so much, and I still am behind on some seasons. But within recent years, I got back into Pokemon. I watched the Sun and Moon seasons on Netflix when they were on Netflix. I watched the X and Y seasons. I think it was on Hulu. I'm currently watching Journeys on Netflix. I'm up to date as far as where they're at in the 3rd season of it. And I'm currently 2 seasons into Black and White. I still need to watch Johto. I still need to watch Hoenn. I still need to watch Sinnoh. And on the Pokemon app on Roku, I can watch at least most of the seasons of Sinnoh. I still can't find a way to watch Hoenn or Johto, though. And back in the day, I seen Kanto and Orange Islands when it was new, and the end seasons, the current seasons. But like I said, I've been getting back into the anime. So, looking back on where I was watching the Pokemon anime back then, and where I've watched Pokemon anime within the last few years, yeah, this is significant. And I can understand why a lot of people are going to miss Ash if, when he's gone. Because he was the big main lead for the anime since every one of us started it. It's not like they changed it like the games. Like in the mangas, like the various manga series of Pokemon, and like the various spin-off series, they tackled other characters, and they also tackled some of the main characters from the game. So they changed the lineup like every season, every region, every show. The anime has been Ash since day one. I mean, his partners have changed: Misty, Brock, Tracy, May, Dawn, Clement, and all that stuff. all the people that now go and all that, Serena and everything. Like, but it's always been him, and I can understand the significance of why, because it's a lot of our childhoods. A lot of us got into Pokemon. A lot of older Pokemon fans got into Pokemon back when they were kids. More than likely, there's not many Pokemon fans that probably got into it when they got older, unless they were already older when the games and the anime and all that came out in the late 90s. But a lot of the people that grew up with it have known Ash since they were kids. And I can understand the significance of the fact that Ash is going to be leaving the anime, and it's going to be a big change for the anime specifically, because a lot of us know different characters when it comes to manga and video games and the card game and all that other stuff. Like, it's different characters, and they change stuff up, different Pokemon and all that stuff too, but the anime has been mostly the same. The movies, the TV, the specific anime series, the anime movies. So I can understand the significance of it, and I think it is something we never thought would happen. A lot of fans would joke about how they wanted Ash to go away, and now that we finally are seeing that, a lot of fans are coming out and saying, no, we really don't want him to go away because we're so used to him. He's such a nostalgia trip when it comes to the Pokemon anime. So I can understand why a lot of people would be, like that, because I feel that way too. I have not seen the entire anime up the way through, but due to that I grew up with the original 2 seasons, and I kind of started watching the Johto. And then, let's be honest, I didn't watch the entire seasons, but on and off I was when it was the Johto seasons and the Hoenn seasons and somewhat Sinnoh seasons. I was watching a little bit of Pokemon here and there. I was watching more other anime at the time in middle school and high school, but I was occasionally watching, if I seen them on Kids WB or Cartoon Network or wherever the heck else they had Pokemon, I was occasionally watching an episode here and there, and I did go back and make it a goal of mine within recent years to go back and watch a bunch of the anime I haven't seen that I did miss over the years because I missed them. And I'm closer to finishing a lot of that stuff now than I was about 3-4 years ago. I've seen all, like I said, all the Sun and Moon seasons, all the X and Y seasons, 2/3 Black and White. I'm caught up on Journeys as far as where it is on Netflix. I just need to worry about Johto, Hoenn, and Sinnoh. But like I said, I'm closer to watching all this stuff now than I was a few years ago. And like I said, it's so going to be weird when we see Ash gone. And that's not saying he can't come back. Like, they're probably going to bring him back at something. He is the main character, and Pikachu is the main mascot of Pokemon. He's probably going to come back, but the significance of him being the lead of the anime, and he won the Pokemon League finally. They made him become essentially a Pokemon master. He finally, 2 regions in a row. He won the first Alolan Pokemon League, and then he won the big thing in Galar against Leon. So he finally did it after losing like 5 regions in a row, 6 regions in a row. He finally became something, that we've all kind of wanted to see him become since the beginning, and all made jokes because he goes into every single damn Pokemon League up to that point and would lose and lose. He got a little bit better, but he would always lose, and we just never thought it would happen. Then when the Alolan thing happened, that was a big significant thing, and now the whole recent thing now, because it's a spoiler, we already know that he beats Leon in the end. People that kept up with the spoilers from Japan know he beats Leon in the end and wins the big championship thing. So it's just crazy. I can understand exactly where people are coming from. Whether you watched only a little bit of Pokemon or a lot of Pokemon, if you grew up with Pokemon, and especially the anime, you probably would have came across the anime at some point. You'd have this significant closeness and significant relevancy with Ash Ketchum as the main character, and to see where he started back then when you started watching and where he's at now, and now where you're going to see him go away. It's such a crazy thing to just think of, because we never would have thought about it. They kept going from region to region to region doing Ash. We just assumed that Ash was going to be the main character of Pokemon all the time, and now that's not the case. And it's so crazy. So I'm keeping myself up to date. I'm watching some of that stuff. I'm looking forward to when Journeys ends, and I will keep an eye out and see if the new series does as good, because it makes me wonder how the future of the Pokemon anime is going to go without Pikachu and Ash. And that's all my thoughts are on this video. It's just the crazy significance, something we never thought we would see happening now with Ash leaving the Pokemon anime. And that's my thoughts on it. My history of Pokemon up until this point, and why is it so significant to me, myself, and I personally. And I can see where everybody else is coming from. My name is Sniper's Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. And put in the comment section what you guys think. Are you going to miss Ash when he leaves the anime? And how much of the Pokemon anime and Pokemon media in general have you seen up until this point? When did you get into Pokemon, all that stuff? And like, why is it so significant to you that Ash is leaving, if it is to you? Put in the comment section down there. We can discuss it, have some fun. My name is Sniper's Fun. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to. Have a lovely day. I'll see y'all later in the next video. Bye, everybody.